The pricing is kind of funked up over on DraftKings for this particular episode of the DFS of the Showdown slate. Cooper Kupp, 18K. My goodness. As the captain, Matt Stafford, 16.2. Jimmy G, 15K. Darrell Henderson, 13.8. Debo, 13.5. George Kittle, 11.7. Odell Beckham is 11.1. What are we doing?
That's the one to me where I was like, okay.
I was like, what? No chance in hell am I playing Odell Beckham. 9.9 for Brandon Ayuk, 9.6 for Eli Mitchell, Tyler Higbee, 9.3. That's everybody before the backup quarterbacks. Trey Lance is 9K. I think that's kind of interesting, just in the context of the Cardinal or the 49ers being terrible so far this year, 3-5. And maybe, I mean, like Trey Lance is not priced up as if he might play, but I think there's a decent chance he, could, you never know. See some action.
Goal line package or something.
Yeah, or like the Rams are up 21-0 and they're like, screw it, pull the ripcord and just bench Jimmy G. Van Jefferson 8-1, Sony Michel 7-5, and the Rams defense 6-9. Everything else sort of trickling down after that. Look at Trey Sermon. Remember when he was a thing?
I hate everything. I do. I remember drafting him over the summer. And
me too.
Yeah, don't love that.
GDI. So where do you start with the captain spot here?
I mean, I really don't, like we were saying, I don't love the prices for Kupp. Obviously, I want to get him in there in some capacity, but I just don't know if I really feel like spending 18K to do that. To me, if I'm looking for San Francisco, it's a guy that we both have been talking up on the betting pod of it more. It's Van Jefferson, somebody who I think is cheap, could have a big game, could be that number 2. I think he's going to get a ton of volume. If you're looking for value, to me, Van Jefferson is someone who I like.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's start with plug old Van Jefferson in there. And I think the way that this pricing is set up, you're going to have, I think it's, I was doing some runs earlier. It is really easy. Let's say you just, I mean, don't change it, Chris, but I'm just like, if you want to go Cooper Kupp as the captain, I'm pretty sure, I mean, you can get pretty much anybody you want in there. Like you can go Cooper Kupp and get Stafford, Van Jefferson, Debo, and Eli Mitchell, along with Skoranek, our boy, at $200. He's the stone cold min.
I was gonna say he's the one who I think is gonna get a lot of action, and
he's the $200. Yeah, he's the $200 heat for this particular setup. All right, but I'm the captain now. Where are you going with this with Van Jefferson as your captain?
I mean, I'm sure again, like you can fit Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford. This is probably one of those 4-2s that we would probably build, because I think you could fit in Henderson in there as well and still. No, actually, maybe not. Let me see. Let's get rid of Henderson.
By the way, I just want to. I don't expect you to have listened to the podcast last night, but did you happen to listen to the podcast? If not,
I did not today. No.
Okay, we were right. It was recorded like 9 hours ago. So Breach claimed. And there's a tweet out there. Breach claimed that he once threw. So he's like, I once threw. Wilson asked me if he ever threw a pass as a punter, right, or as a kicker, and he claimed that there was a snap over his head, and that he threw a 55-yard touchdown pass. It was his only pass attempt ever in the history of his playing career. And we were like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he was playing for D3 Hanover, and so. We're like, I was like, look, I'm researching. Like, I'm gonna spend 6 hours this week researching this just to prove you wrong. I'm gonna call the Hanover, like the SID, like, hey, like I need some stats from. And Bruce was like, well, the only problem is there was a flag on the play, so there's actually never like the play never happened. We're like, okay, that's convenient. And
so it's his Robert Hunt moment where it's the touchdown that never happened.
It never happened, right. And then he's like, and it was also a JV game, so I don't know that it'll necessarily show up. Well, we get our good friend Matt Snyder, who does listen to the show. He listened to the show and he texted me and Wilson a few minutes ago. He's holy bleep, Chad. This guy's one of my best friends who is on the team. He's like, I'm gonna text him, and he texted the tweet to Chad, and he gets a text back. He said, "That is amazing. I don't remember that ever happening because I played defense, but it sounds awesome." It's like, no, it didn't happen. He's a liar, confirmed liar, and we will confront him after the Monday Night Football game. Anywho, sorry. Continue on with the DraftKings.
No
That
problem. I
unfolded
mean,
in real time as I was watching it, and I thought I'd tell the story.
let me see if I can pull it up now. Obviously just got rid of it. I actually pulled up an interesting one with Cooper Cup. If we want to kind of shake it up a little bit, if you don't mind.
No, do whatever you want.
So
Here, hold on, well, before you don't clear it yet. We'll let the auto thing do it because I like the idea of Van Jefferson captain.
sure.
So if we go Van Jefferson captain, this is kind of a good one. So let's go Van Jefferson captain. You got Cooper Cup. Take Jimmy G out of there and put in Deebo Samuel. We're gonna do a Rams onslaught, which is I mean, like I'm betting the 49ers, but Rams onslaught ain't out of the question. So Stafford, Henderson, and Skoranek. You leave $700 on the table. Yep. Look at that bad boy. That's not a terrible lineup at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, that's just Rams come into San Francisco and just annihilate them, which
Yeah.
I mean, look, entirely possible. Rams are a really good football team.
Yeah.
All right, so let's clear that out. And your Cooper Cup idea.
I was gonna say but talking about that one you just made, it's a very similar kind of style. If we're talking about a Rams onslaught, we're trying to find that right captain. You can still go Cooper Cup. You can go and you can have this onslaughty type of an outcome here. You can put in Van Jefferson if you'd like. You would still have some room, I believe, but you can go Cooper Cup, Matthew Stafford, Kittle would be one of your 49ers. You go Higbee, our Stone Cold Mint, and Elijah Mitchell.
He's not even Ben Skoranek. He's just our
Stone Cold Mint. Mostly because I'm afraid to say his last name because I'll probably butcher it and then have a Tyrann Mathieu moment.
Tyrann Mathieu.
There we go. I don't mind that lineup at all. Now, I mean, and again, like maybe I think Sony Michel is an important piece if you think it's going to be a Rams blowout because he's going to get a ton of carries in a situation where the Rams are up a lot. And obviously, if the Rams are down a lot, you don't want Henderson or Michelle in there. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. The one, it's hard to like looking at this. It's hard to pinpoint what the game script. Now, I'll say this too. If I might rather have Jeff Wilson with that amount of money left than Skoranek.
Yeah,
because Wilson could get some legitimate run at $1,200. I mean, you still got $1,000 left over. I mean, he is a very intriguing piece. I think just because who the hell knows what Kyle Shanahan's going to do with his running backs, right? Like he can rotate him in and out, and Wilson should get some snaps. Eli Mitchell is probably going to be the bell cow, but certainly could get some snaps. Yeah, I mean, I like that lineup. Yeah, it's basically, in fact, that's got some good like Rams roll potential. Let's do one in which the 49ers are the winning team.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do you have Deebo Samuel as the captain or do we go Eli Mitchell?
If we're going with it depends on what kind of victory we guess we're talking about. If we're talking about a 49ers roll, then we're probably going with the running back, right?
Yeah.
But if we're gonna go with a shootout, they kind of come out with it at the end, which is probably a little bit more likely. Then I think Deebo would probably be our move.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think it's a very likely situation that the 49ers just completely put the clamps on the Rams. I mean, like you get the Rams down. I mean, McVay's going to dial up a ton of passes, and Stafford's going to be winging it all over the place. So you could even have 49ers win by 10. Stafford is the optimal captain. That's not crazy at all. But let's go Deebo there. Again, we're talking about a shootout. So this is a scoring fest. So we want to have Stafford. I think you got to have Garoppolo if you're going to. Oh boy, this can be pricey.
If you're gonna have I know what you mean. If you're gonna have Deebo, you might as well, I guess, double down with Garoppolo.
Yeah. Although I'd rather have Stafford and Cup and ditch. Man, Garoppolo. Nobody's gonna be on Garoppolo. Garoppolo captain. I mean, anyway. So actually, let's
maybe save him for a Costanza type of move.
Yeah, let's take Garoppolo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, gonna toss Cup in there. We're gonna ditch the running backs, which is look. If you ditched the running backs last night, you came out. Sunday Night Football, running backs didn't do well. I take that back. Darrell Williams was great, but he was great in the receiving game. I almost won the damn thing with him as my captain.
You mean Josh Jacobs?
No,
Daryl Williams. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I'm saying like you don't like I was thinking about the Chiefs didn't even run.
I'm thinking Daryl Henderson.
No. Yeah.
Too many Daryls.
Okay, so the question is now, do we go with if we do because we're going to pick one of Kittle. Oh no, you can do Kittle and then you can also do Eli Mitchell. Excuse me, Ayuk. Ayuk. You can do Ayuk and Eli Mitchell. Take Kittle out and we'll do Eli Mitchell. So we're trying to max out by going down to Debo as the captain. You know, he's still expensive, but we're trying to max out. And then you know where we're going here, Chris. You can go and smash that Skwarnik button. Watch. By the way, Skwarnik's going to be inactive in this entire DFS thing. It's going to be a disaster. Let's see. He's questionable. So yeah, I mean, if you are planning to use him at $200, you're going to need to have a backup plan. I guess you could go to Ross Dwelly. Trent Sherfield. I haven't seen him run lately. Atwell's out for the year. All these dudes are out. So yeah, I mean, make sure you have a backup plan if in the event that Skwarnik is out, if he's $200, because like with the way this is set up, we don't have enough to get to like Trey Sermon and pray that he gets a carry, right? I mean,
right.
So you have to just be prepared for that if you're watching this and you're building your lineups that way. You don't have to go back and completely reconfigure everything, which is may be the case. I suppose you could always
maybe maneuver, try to get yourself up to Wilson. Maybe you try to do something there.
Yeah, or even drop down to Higbee. That gets you at least up to Trey Sermon, who again, like Trey Sermon's not getting any run at all. I mean, he has like one carry in the last 4 weeks, but you never know, something weird could happen. Yeah. So that's the play there. Is there a Costanza overload? What's our Costanza lineup?
I mean, does it have to be? It has to involve Odell Beckham, right?
Oh, that's actually a good point.
It has to, right? It's one of the
Sorry for
breakout game one.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't. It's what we can call that the Costanza, or we could just call it the Odell Beckham needs to, is going to show out in his Rams debut lineup, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So let's clear it out. Do we want to go with?
I don't know if I want to go with him at captain.
No. I mean, 11-1. He's just not going to be like. Are people going to want to play him?
I think he'll get.
All right, so Tom Pelissero reported he's going to make his debut in limited fashion. I don't even know that we. So I'm just reading the update. Even so, Pelissero and Glazer both note that because he doesn't play the same position at receiver as Woods, Beckham won't be a direct replacement in the starting lineup, at least not for week 10. Instead, rookie Ben Skwarnik is in line to start for Woods on Monday, but expects, oh my goodness gracious, Skwarnik! I bet that dude first touchdown. I'm about to bet that right now.
Sure. Do we go Skwarnik captain?
Oh, all right. Now let's cook with some gas.
Let's get weird.
$300
though. I don't know if we have it in us.
What's that?
$300 for the captain. I don't know.
I love it. I love it. All right. So if you go $300 for the captain, you can do whatever you want. Like, I mean, look, let's do, all right, Skwarnik. I'm entering this one too. I can't wait till this guy's inactive and it ruins my day. All right. So Skwarnik, obviously Cooper Kupp, Stafford. I want guys who put up numbers. So I'm going Debo, Ayuk. I mean, you can do whatever you want, basically. And then you want Henderson in there, or
yeah, I mean, if you go Ayuk and Debo with that, I mean, you fit anybody you want. Garoppolo, Henderson, Kittle. You can throw Beckham in there if you want to get
you want to go Garoppolo, Henderson, Kittle. I don't want to. If Beckham's gonna be limited, I don't want anything to do with Beckham.
So if we're doing the Beckham limited, it's gonna be our, maybe then it's Higbee.
Higbee's fine, or Jimmy G, or Henderson, or Kittle. How about Kittle?
Sure, that's fine.
You leave 3,500 on the table. Good Lord. Man, yeah.
That is also that's an over game. That's an over lineup. That's
an over lineup for sure. Yeah. What score? Is it Skwarnik just caught his third touchdown of the game? Phil is the Rivers, the old Rivers Manning cast as he watches it happen. Yeah, I don't hate that. Is there can you talk yourself into a 49ers 4-2 49ers? Or I guess it'd be 2-4 technically because they're the underdog. So in other words, we go. So we're gonna have. All right, let's clear that one out. Just randomly building lineups out here. Let's see. I'm gonna put. Let's put Kittle in the captain spot.
Yeah, I love that.
Debo, Ayuk, Eli. Can we get? Nope, can't get Stafford. You could do Robbie Gold. You could do Cooper Kupp as your lone wolf 49 Rams. And look, like we don't think that that's a possibility, but the Rams just got blown out by the Titans.
Yeah.
Not blown out, but I mean, like it was an under game. The Rams offense was pathetic. You know, we didn't see a ton of Matthew Stafford was horrible. Like it's possible for the optimal lineup not to include Matthew Stafford. Toss Robbie Gold in there and we'll have our that's our 49ers onslaught. And you know, you could say that that's not going to happen, and that's fine. It's probably not going to happen. I don't think that it's likely that the 49ers come out and just annihilate. I should probably have Jimmy G in there if we're doing that, but whatever. I don't think it's likely the 49ers come out and annihilate the Rams. However, we've seen the Rams lose to the Titans in embarrassing fashion, and the 49ers are desperate. And a lot of people, myself included, thought they're a good team coming into the season. So it's not out of the question that they come out, look great on offense, put up some numbers. They're at home on primetime on Monday Night Football. Like they're going to be motivated to do that. So I don't hate the idea of having a couple lineups. If I'm doing 10 lineups, I'm going to have 3 or 4 of them being 49ers heavy because I think the field largely will gravitate towards the Rams.
Yeah, you got to balance yourself out for sure. And if you do take out Kupp, you can put in Garoppolo, and then you can fit in, take out Gould, and you can put in Higbee, Van Jefferson, whichever kind of Ram you're really feeling outside of the big names.
Yep. All right. That's the DFS portion of the program. Sully, as always, a pleasure, buddy. We will talk to you on Thursday.